The wind was colder than she expected. It cut through her coat as if it knew she didn't belong here. Not anymore. Margaret stepped slowly across the quiet cemetery, her heels sinking slightly into the damp earth, her breath uneven. She had faced boardrooms full of ruthless investors without flinching, had built a $1 million company from nothing. But this place always reduced her to something fragile. She stopped in front of the small, polished stone. Her son's name stared back at her. Daniel. Her fingers trembled as she reached out, brushing away a few fallen leaves as if she were fixing his hair the way she used to when he was little. For a moment, she couldn't breathe. "I made it, sweetheart," she whispered. "Everything we talked about. I did it." But the words felt empty the second they left her lips. What was success worth when there was no one left to share it with? Tears blurred her vision, and she closed her eyes, letting the silence swallow her. She had avoided this place for years, burying herself in work, pretending that moving forward meant healing. But grief doesn't disappear. It waits. And today, it had found her again. That's when she heard it. A soft, broken sob. Margaret frowned slightly and turned her head. A few steps away, near another grave, sat a woman. Her dark hair fell loosely over her shoulders, her face buried in her hands. Beside her stood a little girl, older than 5, holding a small bunch of wildflowers. The child looked confused, scared, like she didn't fully understand why her mother was crying but felt the weight of it anyway. Margaret hesitated. She wasn't used to approaching strangers, not like this. But something about the scene tugged at her. Slowly, she walked closer. "Excuse me," she said gently. The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes were red, her cheeks wet. There was a quiet dignity in her pain. "I'm sorry," Margaret added quickly. "I didn't mean to interrupt. I heard you." The woman wiped her face, embarrassed. "It's okay," she said, her accent soft but noticeable. Spanish, Margaret realized. "My name is Elena," she continued after a pause. "Margaret." For a moment, neither of them spoke. The little girl looked up at Margaret curiously, clutching the flowers tighter. "This is Sophia," Elena said, placing a hand on the child's shoulder. Sophia gave a small, shy nod. Margaret smiled faintly. "Those are beautiful flowers." "They're for my papa," Sophia said quietly. Margaret's chest tightened. Elena swallowed hard. "My husband," she explained. "He passed away last year. We moved to Canada not long before, for a better life." Her voice cracked. "But sometimes I wonder if I brought him here just so he could die far from home." Margaret didn't know what to say at first, because she understood that kind of guilt. "I used to think the same," she admitted softly. "That maybe I could have done something differently. Saved him somehow." She glanced back at Daniel's grave. "Boo,"